The spark in your marriage is gone or almost out. Over the last few posts, and in our first post, we gave 7 suggestions on how to gain the spark back in your marriage. And today we're going to spend some time focusing in on suggestion number 2. As a couple, serving others. As a couple, serving others.
In our, like when we first got married, we went to, we served together by going to a homeless shelter and then staying overnight and serving. I taught English as a second language. I had my students come over, some of my students over, definitely for Christmas or Thanksgiving, where they didn't ever get invited to those family meals, and other times too. And then we did, we had a Bible study we did for marriage with some couples.
Yeah, that was a beginner. I mean, that was born out of the fact that it was a Bible study on conflict in marriage. And believe me, we knew what conflict in marriage was all about when we found this Bible study and said, you know what, let's do it ourselves. We did it ourselves, good results. And we said, let's do it with another couple. We were just looking for opportunities to serve one another. We have friends who are in a cul-de-sac. They've been there for a few years, and they have become the glue of that neighborhood. They are always looking for opportunities to serve the people in that neighborhood. It can be from taking, one of the members to one of the neighborhood people to a doctor's appointment. They often will look for opportunities to get the whole group together, like in a barbecue or cookie swap, you name it. It doesn't have to be that detailed, but serving others is something that will definitely improve your spark. And you might ask, well, what's the connection there? Well, Dr. Arthur Brooks, who is a Harvard professor and is known as the Doctor of Happiness, how would you like to have that label, has said that if you focus on these 4 things, you will have personal happiness. And he's noticed that these 4 things, characteristics or focuses, are characteristic of all pretty much happy people he's studied. Number 1, faith. Number 2, family. Number 3, friendship. And number 4, serving others. Happiness and serving others, along with the other 3, faith, family, and friendship, are keys to having personal happiness. Well, the truth of the matter is, if those are keys for personal happiness, then they're keys for happiness in marriage. And what do you say, the scripture that
it's more blessed to give than to receive, and blessed means happy.
That's right. That's right. Happy. So believe me, if you want to get spark in your marriage, serving others as a couple is something you definitely want to do. It's not hard. You don't have to make it complicated. So here's a suggestion. As a couple, why don't you just sit down, doesn't take much, and do a brainstorm about, there must be opportunities either in church or in our neighborhood or in the school system or whatever, where we as a couple can serve others. It doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't have to be super involved. It can have a beginning and an ending. There are lots of ways to do that. So what are you waiting for? Get started and stay tuned for our next post.
I've got to get some water.